The illusion of love when karma comes knocking. In the heart of a bustling city, where the lights never dimmed and the streets buzzed with life, there lived a man named Kale. He was known for his quiet strength, his deep intuition, and his ability to see through the facades people wore. But Kale carried a secret pain of love he had lost to a woman named Sarah, a woman who had chosen a path of recklessness over the love he had offered. Sarah was a woman of charm and charisma, but beneath her polished exterior lay a deep insecurity. She had always been drawn to the thrill of the moment, the rush of passion, and the allure of the unknown. When she met Kale, she thought he was the one who could anchor her, but her restless heart led her astray. She fell for a man named Seraph, a seductive and cunning figure who mirrored Kale's grace but lacked his authenticity. Seraph was a copycat, a shapeshifter who had studied Kale's every move, replicating his energy to ensnare Sarah. Sarah, blinded by lust and the illusion of love, left Kale for Seraph. She thought she had found her match, but she soon discovered that Seraph's love was a facade. He was a master manipulator, using Sarah for her money and status while secretly betraying her. Sarah, who had once been so confident, found herself trapped in a web of lies and heartbreak. She had traded a genuine connection for a fleeting fantasy, and now she was paying the price. Meanwhile, Kale had moved on. He had poured his love back into himself, finding solace in his spiritual practices and his close-knit community. He had always been an introvert, but his quiet strength had grown into a radiant light that drew people to him. He had no desire to return to the chaos of his past with Sarah, but he couldn't help but notice the signs that she was struggling. Sarah, now desperate and broken, began to spy on Kale from afar. She watched as he thrived, his life filled with joy and purpose. She regretted her choices, but her pride kept her from reaching out. She was trapped in a cycle of self-loathing and regret, unable to escape the consequences of her actions. Seraph, the man she had chosen over Kale, had revealed his true colors. He had been unfaithful, using Sarah for his own gain, and now she was left with nothing but the memories of what she had lost. One evening, as Sarah sat alone in her dimly lit apartment, she felt a wave of clarity wash over her. She realized that she had been chasing an illusion, mirage that had led her further away from the love she truly desired. She thought of Kale, his kindness, his wisdom, and the deep connection they had shared. She wanted to apologize, to make amends, but she knew it was too late. Kale had moved on, and she had no right to disrupt his peace. Sarah's journey was far from over. She had to confront her own demons, to heal from the wounds she had inflicted on herself and others. She began to seek therapy, to delve into the root of her insecurities and her need for validation. It was a painful process, but it was necessary. She knew that she could never truly move forward until she faced the truth about herself and the choices she had made. As for Kale, he continued to shine. He had found a new love, a woman who respected him and cherished him for who he was. He had no room in his heart for Sarah's regrets, but he wished her well. He knew that everyone had their own journey, and he hoped that Sarah would find the peace she so desperately sought. The story of Sarah and Kale served as a reminder that love is not a game, nor is it a prize to be won. It is a sacred bond that requires honesty, vulnerability, and respect. Sarah had learned this lesson the hard way, but it was a lesson that would stay with her for the rest of her life. And though she had lost Kale, she had gained something far more valuable: the understanding that true love begins within.